Today, I'm going to teach you a new Shadows of Evil high round strategy that I wish I knew years ago. It is faster and easier than doing the canal strategy for high rounds. So let's get right into showing you how to set this up. Gums. Your first slot should always be used for all chem. The second slot is for perks. I have Perkaholic on during this run, but you can use On the House, Soda Fountain, anything that gets you your perks. The third slot's gonna be used for the box, so I use Fire Sale Gobblegums. It's preferable to use Raindrops, I just didn't have enough. We're using Fire Sales to hit the box to get Arnie's, because if we use the box normally and get a teddy bear, then we're gonna get a lot of Fire Sale drops throughout the game. Therefore, we get less max ammo. And the last two slots go to Wall Power and Bullet Boost, because we are not going to open up the Pack-a-Punch. Opening the Pack-a-Punch means that meatballs will spawn throughout the rounds, and we don't want that because meatballs are annoying as hell. Let's get right into the strategy. So we're gonna get into beast mode, we're gonna turn on quick revive, then we're gonna jump on this car so we can make this jump to go electrify the staircase open. That's all we need to do in this room. You don't need to grab quick revive, I'm just not confident in myself. Then we're gonna come up here and we're gonna drop down into the junction. Make sure to drop down to the left on the canal side because only this half of the junction is safe right now. There's an invisible barrier along this line that I'm looking at, and if you cross it, the game will think you're cheating and it will kill you. The way to get rid of this is by opening all the doors besides the spawn door. So now we're gonna get points in the junction and we're gonna open up the entire canal side. Smack the sword box, hit the door for the portal, and then turn on the perk and open the stairs. Once you're out of beast, activate the rift. We don't need to do the rituals since we're not doing Pack-a-Punch, so just grab the shield part and the fuse. You can start hitting the Gobblegum machine and try and get your perk Gobblegum as well as your Fire Sale Gobblegum. All we need out of the box is little Arnie's. Keep using Fire Sales until you get them. Get some points, then we're gonna take the tram to Waterfront. On your way, get the two symbols for the sword, then we're gonna open the door to the left to get the fuse and the shield part. Use your beast, unlock the perk, the stairs, hit the box, and the rift door. That's all we need. Make sure to open up this rift door, and then we're gonna head over and open up the Waterfront door. This is now gonna push that death barrier over here. Now we go back through Waterfront, and we're gonna take the tram again, get the last symbol at Footlight, open up the door to the right, and you're gonna do the same thing. Get the fuse and the shield part. After this, hit the beast, open up the stairs, hit the box, open the rift, get Jug, and that's it. Once we open this final door to get back to the junction, there's now gonna be no death barriers in the starting area. Once you get wall power, we're gonna go pack the LCAR-9 for our first weapon. Then we can travel through a portal and we can get the sword started. You can unlock everything in here except don't open the door up to the junction. Place all your fuses down at the fuse box and then start the sword. You know how to do this. Get all the souls filled up at each district. Oh, and whilst you're at Waterfront, if you forgot a fumigator in the spawn room, grab one from Waterfront. Grab your sword and that's it. We're not going to be upgrading it. Now, we're going to need a KRM Pack-a-Punch as well, and I would highly recommend either having the LCAR or the KRM be your mule kick weapon, because if you go down at all in high rounds, like myself, you don't want to lose the wonder weapon, because then you're just going to have to go spin the box, and it's going to be tough. Now we're going to get pods for the tentacle, and wait for the xenomatter from the meatballs, and then we're going to build the wonder weapon at either Waterfront or Footlight, because we're going to build the shield at canals. Meanwhile, you want to be hitting for bullet boost so we can get Thunderwall on the KRM and Blast Furnace on the LCAR. Finally, that's all for the setup, I swear. Now we're into the strategy. So, for the early rounds, I'd say you can spam the Apothecant Servant and use all chemicals pretty loosely up until about the 40s, because then you're going to start running out of ammo really fast. Also, for bug/meatball rounds, you should probably jump across that first invisible death barrier that we talked about, because there's been instances where it glitches and the meatballs don't spawn if you're on the other side. So for the bulk of this strategy, we're going to be using the unupgraded sword, and we're going to be toggling between both of the abilities it gives us, which are the slam and the slash. So to do this, you're gonna pull out your sword, and as you do so, you're gonna hit your aim button and hold it, and then you're gonna spam the firing button to create this kind of glitch sword slam. So for instance, if you're on Xbox, you're gonna hit left trigger to aim when you pull it out, then you're gonna hit right trigger, and you can spam right trigger to slam it whenever you want. Keyboard and mouse is the same thing. You're gonna hit right click to aim, and then you're gonna go left click to spam it. While you're using the slam, stay kind of by this car, because the electricity can actually kill the zombies jumping up from this ledge. And as you get to about a third of your sword bar remaining, start walking towards the window, and then you can end your sword here and run to the ledge, switch to the LCAR, and shoot the zombies that are jumping up with Blast Furnace. After you do that, turn around with your KRM out and use Thunderwall to blast any zombies back that are coming at you from that window spawn. And at this point, you should have at least half your sword filled up. And then you're going to use the Apothecon Servant kind of right next to this window, because sometimes it actually can pull zombies through the window and just make it faster. It may seem pretty overwhelming to you at first, but I'm not going to lie, it's so easy to pick up and a lot easier than the canal strategy for sure. And like the canal strategy, there's just like a lot of room for improvisation. So like not every time it's going to go the exact same. And it makes it a genuinely fun round 100 to get to, because I mean, it's just like you're always going to be doing different things. It's not like you're just sitting in a corner doing one thing. You're kind of running around. And you can switch it up too by getting all chemicals and kind of using those to skip some rounds. Or if you want to use other gobblegums, you can go ahead and do that too. But it's pretty consistent if you stick to like the same idea most of the time, and you're not really going to be caught off guard once you kind of get the hang of it, which is nice. Even getting the shield back is really easy. Like we built it in canals, so you're just going to run over to canals, grab it, and then go through the top area where you got the fuse and drop down, and then you're right back. And it's just a super smooth transition. Even killing Margwas is super easy too. It's just like canals, where you kind of throw an Arnie in the spot where the Civil Protector is going to land, and then when he lands on him, he instantly kills him. So that's super easy to deal with. And the Margwas are giving me a lot of insta-kills and death machines, so when you get an insta-kill, just use your LCAR-9. You can kind of run around just in this general area that you've been kind of doing the sword stuff before, but don't be stupid like me and forget that the insta-kill's over and then you go down like an idiot. When you get a death machine, you can hug the wall near the LCAR wall by, because if you're close enough to the wall and in front of the LCAR, zombies won't spawn at that barrier to your right, but if you move to the right or move too far back, then they'll start spawning behind you at canals and in that window. And if you want to run classics only, it's just going to be a little bit harder to do. It's still doable. Obviously, you're going to have to open up Pack-a-Punch, which means there's going to be meatballs. And then getting your perks is going to be a little bit harder, because you're just going to have to run around the whole map if you end up going down. So yeah, megas do make this spot a little bit easier, but it's definitely doable with just classic gobblegums. But yeah, that's pretty much everything in terms of the strategy. I'm so surprised that I haven't like known about this strategy. I'm pretty sure it's been a thing for a while. And Shadows is my favorite map, and I used to do the canal strategy like every time I wanted to rank up or just play Shadows for high rounds. I would just only run the canal strategy. So it's good to switch it up, and this strategy seems a lot faster and just safer to do. So it was kind of a blast learning this, and I figured I'd make a video on it, because I made a video for the canal strategy as well. So if you want to go watch that, go ahead and watch that. It's like one of my first YouTube videos, which is pretty sweet. It's a little throwback there, so I figured I had to get the new one out. If you enjoy this kind of content, where it's kind of like tutorial based or gameplay based, make sure to subscribe, because Black Ops 6 is coming out soon. I'm going to have a bunch of stuff coming out with that game as it launches. So lots of gameplay, some tutorials, and definitely some high round runs, because those are going to be a lot of fun. Leave a like if you enjoyed. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.